Just as these horoscopes are published, you have hours left to choose your tuition rate, as low as just $5 a class, to learn from these incredible astrologers at SYNCHRONICITYUniversity.com. Programs are starting the first week of January. You want to get in on this now. Brilliant astrologers like Cameron Allen, Stormy Grace, and all these other incredible people you see here. Join us at synchronicityuniversity.com. Learn more, sign up now. Links are in the description below. Hello, fabulous superstar Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of January 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. Well, it is New Year's Eve. Before the month even begins, that Jupiter is going to go direct in the sign just before yours. There is going to be a part of you that is entering this brand new month of a brand new year, feeling especially inspired and hopeful and connected to source. There's a feeling now of wisdom that stirs within, that is right on the surface for you, that is helping you to recognize all the times when and all the times presently that you have glimpsed magic in your life. Now, it is, though, on the 1st of January that your ruling planet Mercury is going to go direct in your opposite sign. And this should bring with it a more clear understanding of the partners in your life and whom it is that you're aligned with. Those one-on-one alliances, business partnerships, the professional connections that you have, how useful are they? How much do they really support you? How do you feel about how much they help you to align with the goals that you have? How well do you share goals together? You may not have all the answers right away. And that is because, at least for the first few days, we still have a Neptune square operational. But for all that, simply that Mercury is going direct in your opposite sign is going to help you to understand more about who another person is and where you stand with them. On the 27th of the month, Uranus will go direct, also in that deeply spiritual part of the sky that's kind of behind the scenes, a very intuitive part of the sky. But Uranus can be very dramatic in how it is that it delivers its messages, as might be the case now. A huge light bulb moment, or much more likely, it's like what you didn't know, all of a sudden you know, and it is a game changer. This might be some truth about yourself that you hadn't looked at before, but it can be related to some external person, place, thing, or situation. But yes, it is a truth that feels like it wakes you up. It shakes you a little bit, but it helps you to be really clear about what moving forward is for you now. Once Uranus goes direct, all major planets are going to stay direct until the 1st of April. And so in many ways, it is all systems go, navigating forward from here. Let's talk about the important lunar events playing out now. January 11 features a new moon, and new moons bring with them seed moments and new opportunities. Now, this new moon is taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with profound change, profound truth. It has to do with uncovering your true motivations. This is a deeply transformative and power-oriented part of the sky. It's about how you understand power, how you wield it. And this part of the sky can also speak to an understanding of wealth and your ability to access resources. So, interacting with banks, other financial institutions, dealing with loans and scholarships and bursaries, and also benefits you qualify for. And so, these are all the ways in which you start to have a different understanding of what options are available to you in the context of what resources might be available to you now. And so this new moon is speaking in supreme harmony with Uranus. I love this energy. It speaks to surprise and delight and feeling as if things are changing for the better very quickly. Uranus is speaking in harmony with this new moon, so there's a sense of faith and inspiration. Pluto isn't too far away from this new moon, so there's a real transformative quality in the air now. And so, as you navigate this time, it might feel as if there is some power move to be made. Again, how you understand it, how you wield it is going to be deeply personal. But you're aligning with a path that is the very beginning of greater power than you've known before. At the same time, though, there's a sense of you getting more honest and inspired about wealth in your life and how it is that you're going to align with that. It is financial wealth, yes, but also emotional and spiritual wealth that comes into focus and lends itself to not just new opportunities, but positive change. If you're looking to access resources, this is a time. And you may want to reach out to those financial institutions to see what you might qualify for as part of figuring out and giving the universe lots of different pathways from which that wealth is to find you. On the 25th of the month, we are going to have a full moon taking place. And this full moon takes place in a communicative part of your sky. It has to do with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, but it's also about understanding. Communications, conversations, and learning are covered here. Sharing, whether spontaneously or in more formal environments like teaching, is covered here as well. So the characterization of this full moon is that Pluto is opposite the full moon. And that can be rather intense. I do want to be straightforward with you. At that point, Pluto will be back in fellow air sign Aquarius. I've spoken about that really big energy at length in the decade ahead horoscope, and you may want to review that again. But having said that, there can be powerful energies and powerful interactions at play here that ultimately help you very spontaneously, very synchronistically to connect with certain people. Because this part of the sky speaks to synchronicity, it is through synchronicity, you being in the right place at the right time, connecting with the right person. Well, this can lend itself to some rather intense experiences, but that doesn't mean it's not right in its own way. If you find yourself in a power struggle or power game with someone who is a neighbor, a sibling, or a cousin, some of that might stir now if that's an established pattern, especially as part of figuring out what your power is in that dynamic and what it is that you want to do next to empower yourself to the best of your ability. Now, some of this stuff, like I think about siblings and cousins, it might actually be really old, especially if it is that there have been, going all the way back, feelings of unfairness or manipulation. At least being able to look at that in some way might be part of the energy of this time. The great thing is that through looking at it, you're able to transform what it is that you have felt as part of figuring out how now you're going to move into your future stronger, more clear, and feeling more empowered, not to be ruled by or influenced by the pain and manipulation or power struggles of the past, but rather moving towards more evolved relationships, navigating forward from here. Now, if it is that you have siblings and cousins or even neighbors that you know have those tendencies to maybe approach things from not the most enlightened perspective, some of that may kick up now. And if you know that you would be gathering with these people, you get to decide if there are people there who push your buttons a little bit too much, what self-care is going to look like for you. Where it comes to matters of love, I think the most significant transit, well, there's actually two significant things here. One is Mercury goes direct in your opposite sign on the first of the month, and is going to be in your opposite sign until the middle of the month. And this becomes powerful because whatever you think has been taking place in love, however you've understood it, chances are you're going to be seeing a matter related to love differently in some way. You might not be sure how you feel about it right away because we do have that Neptune square kicking in. And so there might be a little bit of an emotional roller coaster there. But for all that, you do find clarity that ends up being very meaningful to you as part of connecting with someone, whether it's someone brand new or someone who's already there. Venus is in your opposite sign until the 23rd of the month. And this brings with it the real potential to nurture and move towards partners who have real long-term potential there. For those of you open to meeting someone new, this ability to attract partners with long-term potential is especially likely. It might not feel that way right out of the gate of the month, given that on the 1st we have that Mercury direct. And we also have on the 1st of the month, Venus square Saturn. And so these energies together do suggest that you might be feeling a little pessimistic around matters of love, or maybe there's some fear kicking up there for you as well. But for all that, as we navigate further into the month, that more uncertain energy starts to dissipate, and you start to find yourself that much more able to relate to others and attract others as well, where you glimpse that long-term potential possibility. For those of you just starting to date someone, it is likely at the beginning of the month that you might be feeling doubt or uncertainty, or at least aware of where things are less than ideal. It really is okay. Pace yourself and be yourself, as I like to say. We've got these really nice energies with you for the first 23 days of the month in particular, with Venus in your opposite sign. Misunderstandings and miscommunications have been possible, especially with part of that Mercury retrograde season being spent with Mercury in your opposite sign and squaring Neptune. And you'll get a little bit of that residual energy before things start to calm down more and more. And so just when you think you know who this person is, what you want to do about it, if there's a pathway forward, you might really be off base in some ways. And so allow yourself that time as you learn more about each other to figure out whether or not this is someone to navigate forward with. And for those of you in an established bond, well, I think in the first part of the month, with Mercury direct, sure, there is that burst of clarity, but there's also an acknowledgement of some disappointment. Now, it might be something of not great consequence, right? It might just be that plans change, not a big deal. Or it could be something that feels like it reaches a little bit more of a profound place. For all that, though, where it is that you are feeling inspired to pace yourself at this time, and inspired to learn from a genuine place about each other, and to find deeper layers of clarity with each other, well, that journey will absolutely be rewarded as you navigate this time. Where it is that the love is strong, that confusion, again, might not be a big deal, might just be a comedy of errors, which is in its own way part of creating a good story. However, if it is that you felt for a while that maybe you're not in the right relationship for you, that feeling is stirring very strongly in the first days of this month. And you get to decide what that's going to mean for you going forward from here. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It is a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I am going to say, I love that your ruling planet Mercury goes direct. I think that this is incredibly encouraging for you now. It speaks so powerfully to a sense that something within you feels ready to move forward as well. A lot of this is going to show up in terms of your one-on-one alliances, whether they're professional or personal, whether they're business or love. There's a sense now of you assessing in a different way who another person is in relation to you and what is the nature of the alliance itself. Where alliances have been good, Mercury direct is only going to help bring about greater clarity and connection. Where there's been doubt, some of that might stir, but that's the pathway to clarity, ultimately helping you to understand whom it is that is genuinely aligned with you. And it's those alliances that ultimately help life to feel that much more engaged, that much more meaningful at this time and beyond. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded exclusive horoscopes, access to a monthly live party event online. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.